Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all staying safe, I hope you're all staying well, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer 40,000 boarding patrols, and today we're going to take a look at the Agents of the Imperium. Now the rules for the Agents of Imperium and their entire army are all free to download from warhammercommunity.com. You can also find these Mustering a Boarding Patrol rules for yourself to read in full in the download section of warhammercommunity.com under the Warhammer 40k header as well. Now, in this video, we're going to go through Mustering a Boarding Patrol and the rules adaptations for the Agents of the Imperium. We'll then take a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with the faction before exploring some other options, and finally finishing off the video with a little sample army list for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Agents of the Imperium army for Warhammer 40,000 in some boarding patrols. And so, to start off with, Mustering a Boarding Patrol. These are the rules that change how you can pick your army. First of all auto units in your boarding patrol must be from the same auto, so you can't mix auto Malleus, auto Hereticus, auto Xenos, etc. If you include an Inquisitor model, you will get the following benefits. So you can have up to 3 Inquisition character models, but only one of them may be an Inquisitor. Acolyte units can only be taken in unit sizes of 5 models and are considered to have the troops battlefield role. You can include a Officio Assassinorium model regardless of how many other character models your boarding patrol contains, but it cannot be your warlord. So this is pretty cool because it means you can include 3 Inquisitor character models and an assassin on top of that. When mustering your boarding patrol, select one of the following units: Acolytes, Navis Imperialis troops, or Adeptus Arbites troops. The selected units will gain the Objective Secured ability, and when forming boarding squads, you don't split Voidsmen at Arm units into separate units. Now, rules adaptation-wise, there are a few changes to some units. First of all, the Demon Host. Models lose the Demonic Power ability, instead just add one to their strength and attacks, which is pretty cool. When you deploy an Inquisition unit, excluding Demon Host units, in an entry zone, you can deploy a friendly Jacaro Weaponsmith unit in that entry zone as well. If your boarding patrol does not include any character models other than Officio Assassinorium models, but does include an Exaction squad, you can give an enhancement to that unit's Proctor Exactant model as if it were a character. Officio Assassinorium, Jacaro Weaponsmith, and Demon Host models cannot be given enhancements in any way. Your Officio Assassinorium models from the Independent Operative and Polymorphine ability will lose said abilities for the battle, but they'll gain the following ability instead. Infiltrating Assassin. Before the battle, in the deploy army step, when setting up this model in an entry zone, you can set up anywhere on the battlefield, hollow within 6 inch of that entry zone. And so, first of all, where to start but with an Inquisitor? I think these are a really fun place to start. They're going to give you so many different options. Now, there also are a bunch of different named Inquisitors, like Crixer and all of that sort of stuff, Greyfax, etc. that all bring a ton to the force, but I think building your own Inquisitor is a ton of fun. But if you want to play with one of the named Inquisitors, by all means go and do so. Now, Inquisitors, first of all, they can be a Psyker or they can not be a Psyker. You have the option. You've got a variety of different combat weapon options and ranged weapon options as well. You can take force weapons as well, which is really nice. This is just going to give you a variety of different things you can do with a model. Now, you've also got a refractor field built in where you've got a nice 5-up invulnerable, and the Iron Will is if this model is not a Psyker and a psychic power is manifested by an enemy model that targets it, you roll 2d6, and you can potentially deny it by rolling over your opponent's value. Now, you do have the Unquestionable Wisdom aura as well, where friendly Imperium units within 6 inch models in that unit can use this model's leadership instead of their own, which is really cool. The Quarry rule is different depending on what order you're from, but it pretty much is the same when resolving an attack made by a model in this unit that targets a chaos or particular thing. You can re-roll the hit roll and re-roll the wound roll, which is really cool. So your Auto Xenos, when resolving an attack made by this model that targets a unit that's not Chaos Imperium or unaligned. Hereticus is Chaos and Psyker, and then Auto Malleus is Chaos and Demon, and Auto Minoris is just against characters. So you've got some really cool options to play around with there. Now, the unit to go along with them, of course, is going to be Acolytes. These are sort of your baseline troops for the Inquisition. Acolytes can be built up in a variety of different ways. They obviously have to be taken in units of 5. You've got so many different weapon options in pistols and guns and close combat weapons. There's just so many different options in what you can do. Now, they do have the Loyal Servant rule, where while the friendly Auto Inquisitor model is within 3 inches of the unit, if that unit loses any wounds as a result of attack made against this model, this unit can attempt to intercept the attack, and on a 2+, they take the damage instead, which is pretty cool. So they can protect your Inquisitor nicely. Looking at where we can go next, though, the first unit I want to talk about are going to be the Imperial Navy Breaches. I think they're a really fun unit to bring along. Of course, you can build Voidsmen at Arms as well. These are just going to provide you with a nice variety of decent troops at a pretty cheap cost. So unlike your acolytes, who are going to be maybe a little bit more specialized and probably hang around your Inquisitors, this is going to be a much more independent functioning unit. Now, you do have your last volley on your armsmen equipped with one. You've got heavy shotguns and endurance shields on another, and the rest of them will have shotguns. Now, your endurance shield will give a 5-up invuln. In addition, you add one to saving throws made for the bearer. You can have smoke grenades in your unit as well to get the smoke screen keyword. Navis Sergeant Arms can have their shotgun replaced with a bolt pistol, auto pistol, chainsword, and power sword. So they've got some cool options there. Your Navis Armsman's last volley can be exchanged with either a multi-gun or plasma gun. Just for stats, the Navis last volley is heavy force, strength 6, -1 AP, damage 1. So pretty cool at clearing, enemy hordes there. And then you've also got the ability to take power axes, chain fists in there as well, and a demolition charge, which is really cool. Demolition charge being a 6-inch grenade attack, grenade D6, strength 8, -3 HP, damage 2 blast, but you only get to use it once per battle. Now, depending on what sort of type of Inquisitor you've chosen, Auto Malleus ones can unlock Demon Hosts, which are really fun. Remembering they're going to be +1 strength, +1 attack, so they're going to be strength 5 with 4 attacks. Their Warp Grasp is strength user, so it's strength 5 in aborting the assault with AP -3, damage 1. Or you've got the Unholy Gaze, which is assault 1, strength 8, -1 AP, damage 1. But when resolving the attack on the modified wound roll of a 6, the damage characteristic is 3 for the attack. You've also got a 5-up invulnerable save. Pretty cool for a relatively cheap unit at 25 points. Another Elite's option, and that is also a character like a Demon Host, is the Jakiro Weaponsmith. Their big thing is the inconceivable customization, where they can effectively customize a friendly autos unit. Attacks, you can get rerolls to hit, rerolls to wound, or you can, when resolving an attack made with this weapon unit, you can reroll the hit and you can reroll the wound roll if you get the total augmentation roll on them as well. So some really fun little abilities and a nice little buff piece that's actually pretty cheap. The last thing to look at are your assassins. I think assassins definitely come into their own, especially the more combat-focused ones, like the Kalitas assassin we have here. The Poison Blades, strength 2, -1 AP, damage 1, but they always wound in a 3+ against non-vehicle units. Your Phase Sword in there as well, at strength 4, -3 AP, damage 2, and stopping invulnerable saving throws is really nice. You've also got the Neural Shredder in there as well, which is an Assault 1 9-inch range weapon, and can do some mortal wounds from it. And so here we have our sample army list for the Agents of the Imperium. Now we do get to put one Agent of the Imperium. We've got the Kalitas Assassin, who we can include regardless of character models we've got in the Force. So they're not taking up a slot here. And then we've got the Inquisitor leading our force. We've got Dominate, which is really fun. We can pick an enemy unit to sort of shoot or fight against their friends. Force Sword, Needle Pistol on him. We've got a unit of acolytes, all with power swords and bolt pistols here. 5 of them, they're going to be hanging around our Inquisitor. 2 Imperial Navy Breacher units, both with demolition charges, chain fist, power axe. You've got the endurance shield in there, both with the last volleys. If you wanted to upgrade the guns in here, you could drop a couple of power swords off your units here, and you would easily get them in. Shotguns, and then power sword on the Navis Sergeant at Arms in there. Demon Host rounds out our force. Now, there are a few options you can do. You can definitely drop one of these Imperial Navy Breach units down to Acolytes if you want to maybe get another Jakiro in. There's certainly a lot of options you can play around with. I think some of the other Assassins cost more as well, so you can definitely play around with that sort of stuff. Or you can, swap your Inquisitor out for one of the named characters as well. But if you've been playing some games with the Agents of Imperium, let us know how you've been going and what your favourite combos are for the different orders down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fantastic little community here, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. If you would like to, you can do so either by YouTube members or Patreon, or by grabbing yourself some merch at Teespring or at our Ko-fi store. All of them are linked down in the video description. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Redman, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Colomos, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members of Greenrich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel196, and Disco. Lastly, a special thanks, first of all, to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing art for the channel, everyone who helps come and provide the games for everyone to watch on the channel as well, and indeed all our fantastic mods and members of the community who keep our Discord and comment section a fantastic place for all to be. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.